Everything's queued up. We got recording. Test. We're good. Okay, here we go. Sit back and relax, everybody. Here comes TMS in 3, 2, 1.
If it's not around the house, it's just around the corner.
Having a 7-Eleven store in the neighborhood is just like having your own refrigerator full up with cold, fresh milk. Right on the price, right around the corner, right there where you need it. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven, your neighborhood dairy store.
Just drank a bottle of soda, and I fired it.
This is the Morning Stream with Scott Johnson and Brian Ibbett. Big ol' freaking dirt blanket.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. It's the Morning Stream for Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. Yeah, it's 420. Okay.
420.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, it's time for us to celebrate the great patron saint of all things marijuana, Snoop Dogg. Doggy dog.
Doggy dog.
Doggy
Snoopy,
poopy,
poopy, poop dog.
Poop dog.
Yeah. It's, or as we call it here in Colorado, Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, because you guys it's 420 all the time. Well, it's at least 420 once a day, right?
No, there's still going to be a huge thing that happens in Civic Center Park. Been canceled the last couple of years, but it's back on this year, and it's like just the park is filled with people smoking pot, and you don't want to go. You don't even want to go anywhere near the streets around that because a lot of those people think that they're fine to drive. And when you get stuck behind somebody going 15 miles an hour and you can't see through their car windows because it's so cloudy in there, you know there's a problem.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had like a whole celebration around it. I just thought it was like this weird little Mimi mention thing people do, but apparently, whatever. An excuse to have another party, why not? Let's do it.
Yep, exactly.
Plus, I think Americans are starved for more holidays. Everyone else in the world takes longer holidays. You got Easter Monday, for hell's sakes, in the UK. What even is that? What's Easter Monday? I mean, come on. Yeah. I mean, I get it.
People are just making up stuff now.
Yeah, no, for real. And Claire says, are you kidding? No, I'd never, in fact, until this year, I never heard of Easter Monday. That's news to me. I didn't know, and maybe others have known about it, and I know there's the whole 3 days, and then Jesus rose and all that, and so this is all part of that. But really, you guys just have a drunk holiday. That's what that is. That's what it is.
And Easter's not even really a drinking holiday. Like, it's one of the very few non-drinking holidays.
Right. Yeah, and then you got, Good Friday. What's good about getting killed on a cross? What's good about that? That's not good. Right?
Because, they walked away afterwards and said, good.
I almost sprayed tea all over my
I know.
mic.
I'm glad I caught that right during a drink. That was.
I was locked and loaded, as we were saying last week. Oh man, that almost went bad. Anyway, happy 420, everybody. I would like to play a clip to celebrate that Brian sent me yesterday. So here's the deal. We had this news story yesterday about the dude who watched a lot of Spider-Man over and over and over. What was the guy's name? Can't find it. Anyway, Ramiro Alanis was his name.
Oh, well done. Jeez, nice.
Well, I'm just looking at the tab here. And he was the Florida man that watched Spider-Man 292 times. He's now set the world record and is in the Guinness Book of World Records. Well done, dude. What did it? Now, Brian sent a clip. I guess this came from Kimmel or something? Where was this?
It did. It came from Jimmy Kimmel, yeah.
Okay, so somebody...
I normally hate doing that, by the way, like doing the... here, let's just copy the audio from a TV show, The Soup, or something like that. But that's where we got that good morning in the morning in the news this morning, good morning thing anyway. So,
why not? It's fine. Look, once in a while, there's gold to be mined in those hills, and you found a little bit of gold, I think. And the reason this is funny is going to be obvious, but I'll play it. It's that story, but listen to how this lady remembers it or tells it, okay? It's a guy and a lady. Here you go. Enjoy.
And now the Guinness World Record holder for watching Spider-Man No Way Home 292 times. He says he spent 720 hours or 30 days watching the movie and spent around $3,400 on tickets. My goodness, he is a super fan.
I'll say, that's some real love for one particular Batman movie.
Okay. I don't know if was she just not paying attention? Was she just...
I think, did she just think that, all superheroes are interchangeable? I love that. It's just so damn funny.
Not all heroes wear tights except for the two that they're talking about. Anyway, I thought that was great, so perfect place to play it here on the show. I ended up with like the worst case of vertigo this morning.
Really weird. Just woke up with it?
Yeah, I almost called you because it was so bad. I thought, oh, I can't do a show like this, and then it sort of dissipated. So what it must have been was it's almost always this. I'll sleep in a weird position, kink something off, and then the hose will go to normal in the morning, and then I'll get up. And then as soon as I stand up, I was fine laying down. It's like, 10 minutes to 7 or something this morning. And I roll over, and I go to get up, and I sit up, and the room just goes, ooh, like just keeps moving. And I start drifting this way, and Kim's like, are you okay? I'm like, oh, vertigo. And I don't know, it's very rare, but once in a while, I'll get it. And I thought, man, not today. This week sucks. Let's not have it now.
Well, you know what, though? Better, let me just say, better today than a week from today.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
I hope their hotel rooms don't give me a kink,
There's a lot of kink that happens in those hotel rooms.
I realized as I said it, I shouldn't have said it. But yeah, like it was so bad. So I got up and I walked around a little bit and just kind of stretched, and that helped. Took a shower. That totally helped. And I think I'm fine now, but just a little, like you could come push me, Brian, and I'd probably go about 10 miles that way.
Tip right over?
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now. So anyway, if you guys ever deal with that, it's about as fun as, like if I got a real bad case of vertigo, like the kind that wouldn't leave, I'd probably have to break my puke streak. Probably be the end of it.
Oh, God, no kidding.
Yeah, because I'd hurl, That's a lot of movement. Yeah. And you're not actually moving. I hate it. I don't like it. No, sir, I don't.
No. Heck
All
no.
right.
I mean, you might as well. If you're gonna do that, you just might as well go on the Ferris wheel, the high roller.
I may as well. Who needs drinking when you can just barf on command? Let's do it. Let's get up there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, the point is we're here and we're making this happen. It's 420. Why would we miss this? That burping governor I talked about some time ago?
Yeah, we looked for audio yesterday and couldn't find it, the burping governor.
Couldn't find it, so we now have it, thanks to a listener, Adhesive Wombat, often in the chat. Sean, a.k.a. Adhesive Wombat. Sean, thanks for sending this in. Here's what he said in the email. He says, hello. Since it came up on the show this morning, I figured you might get a kick out of the full video of Governor Meemaw belching on TV. Is it really Governor Meemaw?
No, it can't be Governor Meemaw, really?
Do they just call her that because she's like a grandma?
Probably.
Okay. Well, I guess this showed up on the Rick and Bubba show, which is a popular morning show over there in Alabama, is where they got this. Anyway, she actually calls onto the show and explains herself. You see, she had a Philly's cheesesteak sandwich and cottage cheese for lunch, and it didn't sit real well with her, was her answer. He says, as an Alabama native, please feel free to roast Kay Ivey. Oh, that's her real name, Kay Ivey. On TMS anytime you like. She has fully earned it. Love the show, though, Sean. All right. So Sean sent me this file. I'm going to play it. Or this video clip. Let's see. I actually might be able to... let's see. Hold on. I want the chat to see it if they can. Yeah, here it is.
That's awesome.
Okay, so this is going to have some laughing morning show guy stuff in it. I apologize. This is the reason TMS exists is to be the antithesis of this.
Of what you're about to hear, yeah.
So some of this is not, I want to apologize in advance. But anyway, here we go. So we got full, do I have full volume? Yes, we do. All right, here we go.
Let's see, it's coming out of me here.
They are, we're getting a slight increase in...
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a juicy one, too. There was some stuff. Some stuff came up with that.
I know, dude. It makes me laugh so hard, though. Like part of me's like, oh, I don't know. It's because of the time I spent in the South. There's a certain sort of just let yourself go quality to Southern things. I don't know what to call it. So part of me likes it because I'm like, yeah, that's right. You're like a real person, but she's also kind of a psycho. So whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe don't eat cottage cheese. Well, actually, you know what? Just gonna straight up say it. Don't eat cottage cheese. I think it's gross. How do you?
Really? I like cottage cheese. With I'll do this instead of doing chips or fries or something. I'll do a cottage cheese and then some sliced cling peaches.
Oh gosh, that sounds horrid.
All right, so here's the thing. How come the only time you ever hear of cling peaches is when they're canned? You never say, "Oh, I'm going to go to the store and buy some cling peaches."
Cling? Like with a
cling.
G? in the end?
Yeah. Have you never heard of Cling
I'm
Peaches?
trying to think. Have I heard of Cling Peaches? I'll bet my wife would hit me right now because we've had them or something, but I don't think I know what those are. Is that a brand? Or is
It's
that a
I'm looking.
kind?
I want to find out what Cling Peaches. Okay, so Cling. There are two different kinds of peaches. We're moving to the country and we're going to eat a lot of peaches. There's Freestone and Clingstone peaches, and it's where the peach meat, if you will, is embedded into the pit, as opposed to Freestone, where you can just boop pop the pit out.
Oh, okay. So the
Cling
ones that have got
peaches-
the little fleshy kind of connectors.
Tendrils.
Yeah.
Coming. Yes. Those
That's
are
the
Cling peaches.
Okay, because
Yeah.
they cling to the pit. That makes sense.
Right.
All
Right.
right.
The ones that dress in women's clothing are clinger peaches, by the way.
Clinger
as opposed to-
peaches. Yeah, they're always trying to get that Section 8. They never quite
He's
get it.
still, dude. I'm in MASH. I'm at the end of, I think, season 6. Oh, I should take a look because I'd like to get this right.
So it's about 2-3 seasons into the BJ territory. Yeah.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Season 6, episode 22, where Gomer or Goober. Is it Goober? Goober comes to the 407 from the 8063rd.
I never remember who Goober and Gomer, which is which.
Replacing Hawkeye for a week.
Yeah.
If you would have said, "Hey, Brian, all right, when did Colonel Blake die?" Oh, at the end of, I think, season 3. Okay. When did Burns get replaced with Winchester? I think that was like probably the end of season 4, maybe. And then if you would have said, when did Radar leave? I would have said, oh, it was really early on. It was right after Henry Blake. So I think that would have been middle of season 4, end of season 4.
Oh,
no,
man.
I'm in season 6. We still have Radar.
Oh, yeah.
Still plenty of Radar.
Yeah, Radar's there, I think, until 8 or maybe 9. There's 12 or 11 or 12 total or something.
I think that's right, yeah.
He's actually there for a lot, but he there is a season, maybe you're in it. You might be, or maybe it's the next one, but there's a season where he's there, but he's barely there. Like,
yeah, this is the season where he's barely there. Like, there's an episode where he's a radio DJ while everything's going on. Like, there's a lot of surgery going on. He's kind of playing the tunes, and he keeps playing Sentimental Journey for Potter.
Yep.
But other than that episode, it's like, like he makes a little drive by in an episode,
which is crazy because he's so in the thick of it for the whole rest of the series that he's there, and then suddenly in that whole season he's just barely there, and who knows what's going on.
They really focus on Klinger during this season. Like, Klinger is in every single episode. Radar is in 1 out of every 4, probably.
Yeah, Klinger getting groomed for the replacement of to be the county clerk, the company clerk.
Right. Yes.
The comptroller.
Exactly.
He's going to be the comptroller.
To take over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burns was in there way longer than I thought. Yeah, I thought Burns was gone around the time that Blake left. I thought Burns was gone, but no, there's a lot of Potter Burns overlap.
Yeah, they ended up having a whole string of BJ is the big trickster, and he plays a lot of jokes on Frank type stuff, which you forget if you haven't seen it in a while. But anyway, that whole cast is
that show.
Dead except for Loretta Swit. Of course I go here.
Yes.
You got Loretta Swit, Alan Alda, and then who else? So they're all done. Well, I mean, a bunch of secondary characters are still around, but
sure. I'm sure Donald Penobscot is still alive.
BJ's still around. What am I saying? He's around.
Is Linnell? Is he?
Yeah.
Linnell? Mike, what is his name?
Mike Farrell.
Mike Farrell.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Linnell's close.
I thought he died early, didn't he?
No, he's still with us. It's what's his name? Trapper died.
Right. Okay.
Name. And then you got your Frank died. He died early. He was only 53.
Yeah, Frank died early. Okay. Boy, you look at Mike Farrell's Wikipedia photo, you might think, is that Mike Farrell or Jimmy Carter? I can't tell. I'm going to put it in our Discord here because
I'll bet I've seen this one. Let me see here.
Yeah, I bet you have too.
Oh yeah, dude, look at that. He may as well be building HUDs or whatever. He looks like Carter. Lamenting about the Iran hostage negotiations and growing peanuts and building houses for poor people. There he is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's all that.
Anyway.
And thank you, by the way, to Adhesive Wombat for that fantastic clip. That was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I've got some updates for Vegas. Scott,
Ooh,
you ready?
lay 'em on me.
We're canceling. We're done. That's not. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Totally
it's the big day of. So a week from today is the biggest of the days, right? So
a week from today is the biggest of the days. That is where we've got a board game thing going on. We've got a ballroom for 4 hours and a bartender in there who's going to be serving us drinks, both of the alcoholic and non-alcoholic variety.
And as they say, if your game room lasts longer than 4 hours, get the F out of there, because that means Brian and I have to pay more.
No,
right?
it really what it is if your board game room, if your ballroom lasts for longer than 4 hours, you need a bartender.
Yeah,
what the.
That's a good way of putting it. Anyway, so that's going on. Yep.
So, and while we're on that subject, if you want to bring a board game, please do. The guy that usually provides games for us brings a ton of board games. Is not going to be able to make it this year to Vegas, and he's always provided us with a ton of board games to use. He's unfortunately not going to be able to make it, and I feel bad that I can't remember his name right now.
Matt.
But
Matt. Oh, geez, what's wrong with me?
I was going to say Matt, and I didn't want to say, oh, it's always Matt.
It's definitely Matt, but I can't.
It is Matt, yes.
Board games. Hold on, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to find this. Damn it. I love giving him credit because he's a rad dude, and it's Matt. Not Johnson, different Matt. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wait, here it is, maybe. Nope, can't find it. All right, well, we're pretty sure it's Matt.
It's Matt. Anyway, that guy, he's not going to be able to make it. So we're relying on ourselves. It's all up to us as a group, as a team. Mm-hmm. So we want you to bring a board game. Oh, there it is. Matt. Oh, no, never mind. People are making fun.
They're making
in
it
the
up.
Chat room.
Yeah.
I'm totally
trust that list.
Matt Splat. I was about to say Matt Splat, Coach from home. Thanks a lot. Red Fraggle, there is absolutely a place to sign up for board games, and that's exactly where I was going with this. If you go to vivatmsvegas.com, under the board game link, or under the board game header for Wednesday, you'll find a link to a spreadsheet. Listen, we're going high tech with this. It's a Google spreadsheet that you have the ability to edit. So hop in there and put your name, put your game. And two reasons. Number one, it's a way that we can say, oh, somebody's already bringing a copy of Exploding Kittens. Great. I don't need to bring one. But it's also a way that at the end of that event, we can make sure that everybody's matched up with their games. Everybody gets their games back and that sort of thing.
Sure.
So,
good point. Yeah, that's I was. This is a nice secondary reason, because I would hate if somebody didn't get their game back. That would suck. I'd feel bad.
Yeah. Well, he can't log in as you, Scott.
Who?
I saw you put that there.
Oh, I thought you were asking for our preferred.
No.
addresses.
I don't. Yeah, it's just Randy, because Brian Dunaway's out. So I'm trying to. I'm like Brian Dunaway. While we were talking about the Spider-Man Batman clip, Randy or Brian Dunaway said, "Oh crap, I can't make it. I'm gonna miss a few today."
Yeah.
So I've been talking to you and multitasking, helping Randy get logged in here, talking to Alky Bob about getting a login and stuff.
Well, you've done a nice job. Sorry, I saw this thing where it says, "Give me your preferred email," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I better hurry up and do it." No, it's all good.
Yeah. No, it's not you. It's not
all
you.
good.
Oh, the link expired. Ooh, okay. Let me get back to Alky Bob.
Anyway.
Hold on a second. He says the link has expired.
Do you have Al Kebab online right now too as well? This is great.
Yes. It's like I am keeping all my balls in the air is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Many balls being kept in the air.
Many balls.
So
yeah.
Board game sheet is up. Go there, go to the site and do the board game sheet. Also, the video game tournament. The sign-up sheet is there. We've already got 16 players plus you and me, so 18 players total.
Yep.
Basically we will keep adding players up until I don't want to wait and say, day of. But I could say day of, couldn't I? So
you could say
go
day
in there and register for the damn thing. We know there's 70 or so of you guys coming to this thing, so 16 players in the tournament, totally fine. I did update the time on the website. It was thanks to my copy and paste skills. It took the place of the Pinball Hall of Fame time, even though it's really our evening event. It's our post-dinner event. So it starts at 7, then we've got the place. We're there at the place for the rest of the night, and they're open till 2 a.m. So get your rampage on till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Man. If you're old like me, you'll go home at 10. We'll see how that goes.
Exactly.
No, that's cool. So the schedule's up to date, and that now has the right info on it. All right. Awesome.
Correct.
That's
Now,
great.
one more thing, or a couple more things. In the Discord's going to be your best place for coordination and figuring things out. There are a couple new channels in there. There's a Monday, a Tuesday, and a Wednesday channel, specific channels. Those are temporary channels. We're going to delete them after the event. But it's a place where instead of everybody filling up the TMS dining channel with, well, I want to go here for dinner on Monday. Oh, I want to go here for this place on Wednesday, and people trying to coordinate, we can actually have everybody all together, say, okay, well, Monday after the pool party, a few of us are going to head down to the strip and do the bar car. It's a great place to coordinate that and not have that information get lost.
Sure. Good point. Yeah, the Discord's always good for all that stuff. So please have that at the ready, everybody. Real-time info. Somebody might pop in and go, hey, I'm at the thing. Is anyone here as well? And you can say, yeah, I'm here. And then meet up and make out. Okay?
Right. I know about making out.
Maybe don't
sure.
make out.
Okay,
Maybe not
exactly.
that. Maybe don't do that.
Let's see what else. I know I've got that in there. Was there anything else on that part? No. So, people are planning on doing like Area 15 on Tuesday afternoon. Sounds great. I'm going there too. There's a steampunky Jules Verne whiskey tasting place. Of course, there's Omega Mart. If you've never been to MeoWolf, Scott, this means you too. If you and Kim your minds would be blown at Omega Mart at Area 15. So
have I been to that? No, I haven't. Maybe
no,
we'll do
you
that.
have not been to that.
Okay.
If you would have been to that, you would be nodding and MeoWolf is incredible. So a lot of people are talking about doing that on Tuesday. So think about that.
Okay.
Finally, this is the best thing. So Wednesday, a week from today, we have our live TMS. I have been working for weeks on a game, on a thing that your favorite Frog Pants, your favorite TMS hosts and guest stars will be competing in that they have absolutely no idea about.
Okay. All right.
I could say something in this little bag that I'm not showing. You can see the top of the bag. Something in this little bag is part of it.
Wow.
It's not cocaine. I promise you.
Okay.
Now that I show that, I'm thinking, they're going to think it's cocaine.
Yeah.
No,
definitely.
It's not pot either.
Yeah. We don't do the hard stuff here on TMS.
Yeah, exactly. But after our show, we've got about a 75 to 90 minute show, a live TMS that we're going to be doing. Right. After that, there's a band called the Acid Sisters. And then after that, coming back after 2 years of not performing, they didn't think they were going to be able to do it for our show because one of the members is a city councilman and has work the next day, but they're going to do it anyway.
Whoa.
Same Sex Mary back on stage after 2 years. Not since the pandemic have you been able to see Same Sex Mary live, and they're going to be performing. And I could not be more excited.
I didn't realize they were doing that. I didn't know that they hadn't done anything since.
They hadn't done anything since. Yeah, a lot of places have been closed. A lot of places, they've been very cautious and careful and stuff. So, Acid Sisters. So TMS live. Yeah. Acid Sisters, Same Sex Mary, all at Artifice Bar Wednesday night. It's going to be an incredible time.
Damn, dude. That's awesome. I'm excited. Yeah. And Mike, I'm now committing Brian to a thing that he has not known about yet.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Brian is committed to, on microphone at some point before that performance, to do James's voice for all of you to hear.
Okay, sounds good.
You got to do it, man. There's no getting around it.
All right, I'll do it. He's heard me do it, so I am totally fine doing it in front of him. I think Svet said something like, "Yeah, that doesn't sound like him at all."
Man, I'm telling you, I think it's the most dead-on impression anyone I know does. So, Svet and I'll have some words. Well, that's exciting. Very cool news. Yeah. Excited to see those guys. Those guys are great. All right. Well, should we do a game then? Should we get Randy in? Do that whole thing?
Yeah, let's get. We've talked about so much. Let's get Randy in, who's coming in for Brian Dunaway. He's in our game show, so he's ready to go.
He's ready to rock. Yummy cottage cheese is his name. You know, I'm gonna get some shit here about cottage cheese and whether I should be liking it or not. But let's get in here and do this. Music can only mean one thing. It's time for Battle Royale Tadpooley Feud Edition. Joining us today in place of Brian Dunaway is Mr. Randy Deluxe. Randy Jordan, hello. Good morning.
Good morning stream. I have literally just finished a bowl of cottage cheese. I'm not kidding.
Really?
Gross.
What do you put on it?
So here's the deal. For like 20 years in my life, I've had something called Hawaii breakfast. And this was actually something I came across in a dietitian's like recipe book. And the whole point of it was to be a perfectly balanced breakfast, so it's got the right amount of protein, carbs, fats,
sure,
and it's pretty nutritious. So Hawaii breakfast is cottage cheese, and you put pineapple and papaya on it, or if I don't have papaya today, so it's pineapple and canned fruit, right?
Okay,
like you say, like clink peaches.
Sure.
Yeah. It's pineapple and canned fruit. And then importantly, you chop up several macadamia nuts and put that on top of that whole thing.
It's texture, sure.
Yeah. Well, and importantly, good fat. Yeah. So you got the cottage cheese and with the proteins. There's some protein in mac nuts, and then the canned fruit. And my gosh, man, when it's fresh pineapple and fresh papaya that you just cut up and put on that, oh my gosh, squeeze a lime on this. I'm telling you, Hawaii breakfast is the best breakfast in the world, and I literally just finished eating it.
Wow, that's gross, and good job. I don't know what it is. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of curdled milk or something. I just can't do it.
No, it totally, and it kind of is, right? I mean, it is the, it's the not quite cheese, not quite milk stage of the cheese making process. So
it's a little runny, a little bit of runny in there.
About a year ago, I fell into dietitian TikTok. Have I told you guys about this?
No.
No.
Well, like TikTok, like every other social media app, is completely overrun with people calling themselves nutritionists and saying things that don't make sense and aren't scientific and so on.
Sure.
And so like there are these actual, professional dietitians that are on TikTok, and they're like trying to fight back. And it's just really sad because they're very small in number. They're doing science. They're talking about facts, and like they can't make any headway. But I so enjoy watching them try. They try so hard.
I will bet you that that cottage cheese is more divisive in our tadpole group than mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bet you, or cilantro or something like that. Like, I'm guessing that there's way more people who are like, oh, I love cottage cheese. Oh, I hate cottage cheese.
Yeah.
Than there would be the mayonnaise.
I also associate it with my mom.
You're naming things that I can make myself, right? Like, what's mayonnaise? Mayonnaise is eggs and oil and some spices. You put some garlic, some onion, right?
Yep.
Like you can make that in your blender. Let's go.
Yeah. I had a trivia question about that last night.
You can make cottage cheese if you know how. That wouldn't be.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
You can make cottage cheese.
Yeah, you make all this stuff. But look,
I saw that on a 3-2-1 Contact or something. They were talking about how to make cottage cheese. If that doesn't take you back 40-year-olds.
For me, it was just
50,
my mom.
50-year-olds.
My mom had a tub of this stuff in the fridge, and she'd pull it out once in a while and put like weird fruit in it, and I just have a bad association with it. I don't.
How do you tell when cottage cheese goes bad? Is there a way to tell?
Oh, yes. Oh, it's so sour. Like, but when it's when it hasn't gone bad yet, it's sweet. It's a very sweet taste.
Yeah, you have to taste it to know. So if you taste it and it's bad, see, I like food that I can look at and know it's bad. That's the kind of. Yeah.
Right,
I don't want to have to taste it.
It's got to change color like a shiny Pokemon. I needed to be quite clear and apparent that food has gone bad.
I had a bottle of partially used pasta sauce in the fridge, and I pulled it out and I dumped it in a pan. I was making some pasta, right? I was going to put some red sauce on it.
Yeah.
And I dumped it in a pan. I cooked some sausage into it, right? It was great. But when I went to throw the bottle away, I looked inside the cap and there was a big clump of mold there. And I thought, it's fine. I cooked it.
Oh, it's totally fine.
It's
totally fine. I mean, I wouldn't like run to eat it. Like, I wouldn't be like super stoked. But that stuff, like a little bit of mold on spaghetti sauce, is not going to hurt you.
Yeah, it was on the inside of the lid too. It wasn't on down on the sauce.
Not touching the stuff.
Yeah, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've done that with bread where I've eaten around a blue ball. Just kind of eat around it.
Scott,
Yeah.
Scott, you'll love this, Scott. I used to have a girlfriend who ate cottage cheese every day, and what she put on it was salt and pepper.
Oh, well, that makes it a little better. That's a little better.
Yeah,
actually.
we do that. If we don't have peaches, then that's absolutely what goes with our sandwich in the afternoon is sandwich and cottage cheese with salt and pepper on it.
Yeah. See,
you know what else is really good is you can get the bottles of sweet chili sauce.
Oh, I do
it's
like that.
like a red gelatinous sauce with sweet chilies and stuff in it.
Yeah.
That is great with cottage cheese.
Really interesting. So I like that on. Kim makes a wedge salad and mixes that with ranch.
Oh,
it's fantastic.
interesting, yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good.
I am not making this up. For my entire childhood, my dad made a wedge salad where he took lettuce, that iceberg lettuce, and the only thing he put on it was half mayo, half peanut butter. He would mix mayo and peanut butter together and put that on the salad.
Wow.
Okay.
My favorite sex move is the wedge salad. Really enjoy it. Well, anyway, hey,
mine is the half mayo, half peanut butter.
Oh, yours is a more descriptive process. I don't like it. All right, hey Brian, Randy, you're here. You're taking the place of the old Dunaway on this here thing. Oh, we got to take a call. I just realized I don't have.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we need a player. Yeah,
totally forget. Yeah. So if you haven't called yet, try again. Or if you did, and try again. If you haven't, go ahead and call 801-471-0462. That's 801-471-0462. If you would like to be considered for today's chance to win some stuff and also hang out with us. So give us a call. So I think somebody
also hang out with. Wow.
Yeah. So and hang out.
Sure.
Well, like we're hangoutable.
Exciting.
We're
virtually hanging out with us.
Yeah.
We're a fun group. We like to do stuff. Oh, I got to play something.
Fun guy.
We got to play this while you're here. Hold on.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, good.
I'm gonna do this right now. Okay. First, let me take this call. Hi, who's this?
This is Navarine from the chat.
Navarine, welcome to the show.
Okay,
I'm gonna put you on hold for 1 second. You'll still hear us, but we won't hear you for a second because I got to play a file.
Okay.
So don't go anywhere because you're our contestant today. Okay, so hang on. I should really breathe. Okay, here we go. Let me see where he put this. Here it is. Randy's Oscar bet. Okay.
What?
So I haven't heard this yet, but apparently, so on Film Sack this last week, you and I said, wait, didn't Scott and Randy have a bet about Best Actor or something? And I couldn't remember. And even Brian thought it was a bet that he made with you about Will Smith winning or not winning or whatever.
Yeah.
So I have the definitive audio here from that discussion. It was before you went to Hawaii. And I have not heard it yet.
It was right before the Oscars.
Right before the
was,
Oscars.
yeah.
And I haven't heard it. So this is going to be me also finding out right now in real time with you who won that bet. All right? And I have a feeling that I lost, but let's play it and find out. Okay? So here we go.
This year, if you're listening to this before the Oscars, trust me, you're going to watch Will Smith win an Oscar for Best Actor.
You think
there
so?
is no one else in that category.
I'll bet you money Denzel Washington walks away with it this year. I think they want to give him one more.
I will not only take your money, I will give you odds. I will give you 3-1 against that.
I didn't have any skin in this, but now I do.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we got again. We're.
Is this in DraftKings? Can I pull this up in DraftKings?
We're gonna have a little wager. Me and Scott. I'm gonna give you 3-1.
Okay.
I'm taking Will Smith. You're taking Denzel Washington.
Yeah. We'll make it simple. If mine wins next time we see each other, which hopefully isn't too long in the future, I'll buy you lunch. If you win, I'll buy you lunch, or the other way around. I don't know why I said it that way.
At the end of it, it sounded like you said either way you're going to buy him lunch.
Yeah, that is what that sounded like, and I don't think Jamie. I don't. Well, if he edited that, that's really funny, Jamie. Haha, that's very funny. But I have a feeling I just screwed up and said it wrong. Anyway, either way, I'd lose. Randy, I owe you lunch. I guess that's how this goes.
Wow.
I wish we had a little clip from the most recent Film Sack first.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes it so funny is that I just bring up the wager and Scott is like, no.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
No.
I was sure that it didn't happen.
I was sure it was me. I was sure I was the one who was like, oh, yeah, no, it's totally going to be Cumberbatch. It's not going to be Smith. Come on.
I don't know. If anything, it helped me understand that Mandela effect is a thing and it happens all the time, no matter what you do.
It was
shortest
so weird.
Mandela effect I think I've ever seen.
I know we went from the zero to Mandela effect in like 2 weeks. So
it was
there you go.
flippin' strange to be in Hawaii when the Will Smith slap became the only thing anyone wanted to talk about at all times. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like you're in paradise. Doesn't really feel important, you know?
Yeah.
That feels like actually a good place to be because, yeah, for that reason, exactly. It's like, who cares? I'm on the beach. I've got sun and sand and waves and poke and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever. That happened in another planet
Yeah.
and another part of the world.
A millionaire
It was a-
smacked another millionaire? I don't know if I can handle all these millionaires slapping
It was
each
this
other.
full week of something dominating the news that ended with Gerard Carmichael going on Saturday Night Live and saying he's not going to talk about it for like 5 minutes straight, and I just love it. But I'm glad I was.
Well, I'm glad you were gone. I'm glad you're back. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Remind me
Hey,
who was on the
Navarine.
line again. Who is this again? Navarine? Is that who it is?
Navarine, yes.
Yeah,
All
this
right.
is
Navarine, where are you
Navarine.
from?
Yeah.
Where are you from, Navarine?
I'm in South Dakota. Lived all over the country, but right now I live in South Dakota.
Oh, you got to watch out because that's where Fargo happens. So it's big trouble in
That'd be
South
North
Dakota.
Dakota.
Oh, that'd be
Isn't
North Dakota. That's right. Well, no, they jump all over the place, right?
Deadwood happened. Well, yeah, that's true. It doesn't. Fargo definitely does not all take place in Fargo, but you got Deadwood. How about that?
Oh, that's true. You do have Deadwood. So you got like a blind
I didn't know that
preacher.
was in South Dakota.
Yeah.
Huh, I need to go watch that.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's
Yeah.
very good. Well, it's good to have you on here. We're going to play a little game. Brian's going to explain these rules, and then we'll see if we can get you winning something. Brian, take it away.
That's right. It is time to play the Tadpooley Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Randy are going to have to predict the answers that they gave us. It's their job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Now, Navarine, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Randy, and if your team wins, you get a prize package that includes Overlord 2 and Kingdom Classic.
Oh, very nice.
Steam,
Okay.
both courtesy
All
of Matthew Bach.
Nice.
All right, let's get to the thing. If you've done this before, Randy, you know how to do the buzzer system and all that.
Right,
Okay,
I see it. I see the buzzard.
All right, so
All right,
hold the buzzard. We got
hold
this.
the buzzard. All right, we asked 540 Tadpoolers and had the shortest number of passes on this one. And your guess is?
Someone named Yummy Cottage Cheese just rang in.
I will.
My guess is macro mouse needs to be turned off.
All right, I'm resetting the buzzers.
Yeah, you let him. We can
here we
reset
go.
that one.
Give your best answer to this.
Mouse over
Name-
again. All right.
Name a character from The Simpsons that doesn't have Simpson as a last name. Scott.
Mo Sislak.
Mo, show me Mo Sislak.
Number one?
Number one answer
Are you
on
kidding?
the board. People like their Mo's. Yeah,
Well done.
absolutely.
Gosh, I did not expect to get number one.
Marge.
Midge, he always calls her.
Midge.
Boy,
That's right,
this is gonna be very interesting because there's like 100 possible answers to this.
Yeah. So you got to think of not just who's the most popular, but who'd be the most popular among our tadpoolers is the
Right,
thing.
yeah.
All right. So since there's no answers that'll beat it, Scott, you're going to be working with Navarine, and you guys have control of the board. So let's see what you say.
All right, Navarine, we got like 30 years of the show to deal with.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a nap. So
Yeah, no
And
kidding.
I don't watch Simpsons, but I do remember. I don't remember the guy's first name. I just remember Mr. Burns.
Okay, we could do Montgomery Burns. We could do. Let's do Burns. I like it, Mr. Burns.
C. Montgomery Burns or Charles Montgomery Burns. Show me Mr. Burns.
I've seen a few clips over the
Number
years, but
4.
yeah.
Fourth. All right, I like that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Actually,
that
there's
is
a
a-
lot
oh.
of middle names, by the way. I looked it up this morning. I was not about to put all of those in here.
My guess is the chat room would have said, or the tadpole would have said, comic book guy. It's got to be in there.
Oh, sure. Yep. All right.
Everyone loves that guy.
Mr. Comic Book Guy.
Oh, come on.
Hold on. There we go.
Oh, man.
Worst
What?
answer ever.
Oh, man.
Comic Book Guy in the list, but was number 11, just outside the top 10.
That's some poopy right there. What are you guys doing at home?
Randy.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
how to control.
Team Cottage Cheese is going to get on the board with Ned Flanders. We'll just get right to it.
All right, sure. Show me. Yes, indeedly doodly. Ned Flanders.
Third.
Well done. Number
all right.
3 on
Damn
the
it.
board.
And while I'm going fast, I'm gonna try to get number 2 here. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that's gonna be Mr. Millhouse, Little Millhouse.
Oh,
there.
Sure.
What's his full name? I forget. Millhouse. Ah, jeez.
Millhouse?
I guess just Millhouse. He has a last name because
Yeah,
his parents
he
got
does have a
divorced.
last name because his parents have last names too. That last name is Millhouse Van Houten. Show me Millhouse. Yeah. Very good. Number 5.
That's good points there.
Okay.
That puts you in the
All
lead
right.
now. You're in the lead.
Well then, How about for my next guess? Let's see where Sideshow Bob shakes in.
Oh, okay, good choice. All right.
Good.
Show me. I'm listening. Sideshow Bob.
Oh,
Number
man.
7.
Oh, that's
man.
big points. Gosh dang it.
It is big points.
Wow.
Yikes.
Well then, if it's big points for Sideshow Bob, what kind of big points am I getting for Krusty the Clown?
All right, show me Krusty. Ugh, that sounds gross. Number 8.
Damn
Dang
it.
it.
Frick.
Let's see.
What am I? Do I have an option?
Still have an. Oh yeah, you still have. There's still enough answers on the board that you guys can win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm now trying to get 9 and 10, and that's risky business.
Right, exactly.
Am I? By the way, am I playing for or against our guest?
You're
I've
playing
already forgotten.
against
You're
our
playing
guest.
against our guest. So
all right.
your hands are on his games, and if you win, you're going to go yoink and take them away.
Yep.
Okay, I have a bad feeling about this, but I have to try for the 9 or 10 spots.
Sure.
So let's have Smithers.
All right.
Burns always says his name, right?
Smithers. Release the hounds. All right, show me Mr. Smithers. Number 10.
Damn it.
That's a big
That
one.
might be the nail in the coffin.
Why
if
is
you get-
Waylon Smithers at the bottom? Oh my gosh. This
18? Yeah,
awesome.
there's no way for Neverine to win, but let's play this out. You know what? As always, if you guys get all of the answers right, then
Yeah, if we clear the table, we got that special rule. Yeah.
If you clear the table, then Neverine gets the.
Yeah, so there's still a chance.
I would like for him to be able to part. Oh, yes, he says he doesn't watch
Yeah.
The Simpsons. Darn
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's find out if one of those remaining answers is Nelson.
Okay. Sure.
Nelson Muntz.
Show me Nelson.
That's a shame.
Nelson
There you
Muntz was number 13.
All right.
As much as I love Super
How's-
Nintendo Chalmers, I'm going with let's do Ralph Wiggum. Wiggum.
Oh, good one. I've been sitting here scratching my head about which is the second most voted answer. There you go.
Show me my cat's breath smells like cat food. Ralph Wiggum, number 6 on the list.
What, who could it?
He's great. I love him.
I know who number 2 is.
Well,
Go
you
on, Scott.
Can't say.
Got it.
Barney.
All right, show me Barney Gumble. Number 9.
Oh man.
Who is number 2?
Yeah.
Who could it be?
Okay. Geez, why is this so okay?
This is weird.
Yeah, who would be number 2? We could try. Okay, I'll say Apu Nessa Peepa Poopalon.
You mean
Who needs the last name?
That's the one. You got it.
Who needs the last name?
Yeah.
I do. Show me number 2, or show me Apu. Oh yeah, Todd Cochran lives in me.
Yep.
Here we go.
Show me Apu. Oh, it was.
That is
Yay!
number 2.
You know what that means? That means that you win anyway. I feel really good about how that went. That's great.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Go ahead, Randy. Go ahead.
I'm just sorry, but Apu is not like the most. He's not the most common. He's not in many episodes by comparison to these others.
Yeah, but everyone loves him. Apu is great.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Everybody does.
Despite
love him.
some recent controversy with the characterization and who's doing it and all of that changes there on the show, he's still one of the most beloved characters. I love him. He's
For
great.
sure. Surprisingly, Chalmers did not even make the list. Which
No
is
Super Nintendo
people want to
Chalmers?
say Super Nintendo Chalmers, right?
Damn
or
it.
at least
Yeah.
no. I'm sorry. There he goes, and he's in the ones. So one person said him. Rounding out your top 20, just to knock him out here: Comic Book Guy, Groundskeeper Willie, Nelson Muntz, Otto Man, Dr. Nick Riviera, Duff Man, Troy McClure, Chief Wiggum, Seymour Skinner, Bleeding Gums Murphy, and Snake Jailbird.
No Mrs. Crabapple?
Nope.
Not till number 23.
No, she's in there, way down there.
All right.
Yeah. One person, by the way, did say Grandpa.
Oh, Grandpa Simpson's amazing. He's so good. That should have been higher up there.
But
his last name is Simpson.
That's true.
Exactly,
no, I know
yes.
it's against the rule, but he's amazing. Real quick here, chat said, who was it? Someone said Homer's brother. Did you guys know? He's also a Simpson is the problem, but Homer's brother was played by oh geez, my brain. He was the Penguin in the second Batman movie.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito plays Homer's brother. Yes.
I forgot about that. Okay, yeah.
It's really good. It's very good.
And who's your favorite bit character on The Simpsons? I'm just curious.
Like bit character, like one of these people.
That hasn't just been named. Mine is the Bouvier sisters.
Oh, they're pretty great. They're pretty great.
Oh yeah, they are pretty great.
The sisters
I
are
like Gil, the car salesman or whatever salesman.
He's always going,
boy.
Gil, I'm gonna have to go.
You got old Gil, you're gonna have to live in your car again.
That's a really good one. Troy McClure was one of my favorites until we lost Phil Hartman.
Oh yeah.
I'm Troy McClure. Oh, he was so good.
And Rainier Wolfcastle.
Yeah, they're all good. How do you sleep at night, Rainier Wolfcastle? On top of a huge pile of money with many beautiful ladies, he says. He's amazing. All right. Well, Navarine, you win. That means that these codes are now yours. You just have to email briancoverville@gmail.com, and he will hook you up. Thanks for playing. How do you feel about your massive win in the end there?
Yeah, I feel great
about
it. I don't know what else to say about it, but yeah.
I know. I feel bad that you didn't get much of a chance to talk with us. You doing all right? I think it's going well for you.
Yeah, you doing all right over there?
Yeah,
you got that.
I'm about to move, like a half mile away, but yeah, that's happening this weekend.
That's a bunch of work. Yeah, that'll be fun for you. Hey, if you're on the freeway out there, it doesn't matter which Dakota you're in. If you see a windshield scraper sticking out of the snow, stop by there and you might find a little cash is all I'm saying. Fargo reference. Thanks, man. We'll see you later. Bye.
There's a title for this episode of the morning stream. It doesn't matter which Dakota you're in.
It really doesn't. Whatever
you're
Dakota.
URINE, by the way, on that.
True. There you go. Well done, everybody involved. Randy, thanks for stepping in. We're going to have you back here momentarily. Well, not momentarily. We got a little time between now and then. But Randy will be back for Reccamentals a little later in the show. Thanks for stepping into Brian's shoes for a temporary amount of time.
Okay, bye.
Wow. Beat me to it. Nice work.
Yes.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. I did want to mention this real quick. So the interview I did yesterday was with Jeremy Fiesel. He's on the World of Warcraft team. They announced their new expansion yesterday. I could have Randy talk about this, I suppose. But anyway, as a result, I got a chance to interview him, talk about the game. We put it out on the core feed. For those looking for juicy bits, no, I didn't use it as an opportunity to snipe him with questions about
sensationalism.
harassment.
Not happening here.
No,
go somewhere else for that.
He's a developer working on a team on a video game. It's not. This isn't the place or the time. So quit asking for that, everybody. You're weird when you ask for that. But anyway, so that's all up there and available to listen to. I even stuck it on the old instance feed for anyone who's still straggling over there. So. Nice. Check it out. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, Tom will be here, hopefully. He's got an appointment this morning, and I hope to hear from him for too long. So maybe Randy sooner than later. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll find out. But that's all coming up next after Brian plays this song.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. Hey, remember the band The Editors? They're back, and they have a brand new single. This is their first new music since 2019, and it's the debut release in their current incarnation with Ivor Novello-winning composer and producer Benjamin John Power, also known as Blank Mass, who's joined the band as a full-time member. Brand new song here. Their first single in 3 years, is called Heart Attack. Let's listen to it now.
Oh, man, a heart attack. I got to be careful of those.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, I will. Here we go. This is it. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
You can wash your face with it. It can make your face feel nice and fresh and clean and dry. You can cleanse your face with it. It can make your face feel nice and soft and smooth and greasy. It is a new thing. You wash your face with it. It makes your face feel nice and fresh and clean and nice and soft and smooth.
America, you don't have to run out of milk.
I lost my daughter to the abyss, but tonight I'm calling her back. This is the morning stream.
back, everybody. Welcome back to the program.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, remind me who that was again, please.
Sure, that song was by the Editors, who are nice and clean and soft and fragrant. And a brand new song called Heart Attack. Go check them out, the Editors.
All right. While that was playing, I made a very quick change to the website for people trying to get to the Discord faster. I realize it's like embedded link in lots of places, and it's not as simple as just sending somewhere simple. So I made a permanent link, which will always get you in there, won't expire. frogpants.com/Discord. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Anybody
that
can use
seems
it.
Easy.
It's super easy. You just go there, you click the thing, you're in. Okay. It's that simple.
Cool.
Okay. What the hell are we doing?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
We're going to get Tom in here. I haven't heard from him, so I assume that's good news. He was going to text me if he was going to be late. So
okay, good.
I think we're good.
I mean,
here we go.
He could have seen blood and passed out or something. I don't know.
Could have been. You go to the doctor. Who knows what they're going to give you? They're going to give you the old...
No way to know for sure.
Blood. Blood. Somebody revived Tom with some cottage
Smelling
cheese.
salts. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's even better.
Even better.
With the
look at this.
computer, as with any tool,
That's a long
the
story.
concept and direction must come from the
We had a
mind.
whole discussion earlier about whether cottage cheese is any good or not, and I hate it. I do not like cottage cheese. And I'm curious where you land on it, Tom. How do you feel?
I've done an about face over the years. As a youngster, I was very anti cottage cheese, but I've grown to love it.
Yeah, you mature.
What's your topping? What's your preferred way to
plain.
top your cottage?
Plain.
Just plain.
No top.
Oh, look
No
at that.
top.
Nothing.
All right.
Yeah. Large curd,
Yes.
if possible.
Yeah.
But
Large Curd that was my wrestling name for about 4 years.
that's how I remember. Scott Large Curd Johnson.
Yeah.
That was my
cottage
porn
your
move.
cheese.
Yeah. We don't want to hear about Brian's porn move. Well, hey, it's good to have you here, Tom. I'm glad all went well, and we were able to have you this morning. It's time for us to talk about a little bit of tech. As usual, Tom's always scouring the world for the big tech stories because we got Daily Tech News Show coming up later this afternoon. So what's burning a hole in your pocket?
Capital One? Is that the right answer? Netflix. I don't think that's what they would like you to think of them as. Netflix reported it lost 200,000 subscribers last quarter, and go ahead and get your laughs out. People are like, "Wow, you raise your prices." You're not wrong. Usually, Netflix is very chill. Even if they have kind of a down quarter, they'll say like, well, the problem was this, and we don't think it was that, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and we're sort of doing some real gentle stuff about password sharing, blah, 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 blah. Wow. This earnings call, I don't know that I would call it panic, but they rolled out everything to tell shareholders, here's what we're doing, because they had expected in their filing, right? This isn't a like sitting around over coffee. Like in their filing to shareholders, they had said they had expected to gain 2.51 million subscribers this quarter, and instead they lost 200,000.
Wow.
Now, granted, they cut off service in Russia, so there's 700,000 subscribers right there. But even then, if that had been the only thing that they would have lost, you should have still had well above 1 million subscribers. They lost 600,000 subscribers in the US. So you're hearing Netflix say things that they haven't said before. They are doubling down on the competition. They've said that before. They're saying that it's a more competitive market. They're acknowledging that price increases are having an effect, although they've sort of acknowledged that before too, and said like there'll be a temporary effect and then they'll shake out. Where they really focused their ire was on password sharing, which Reed Hastings in the past said, it's just something you got to live with. Now is saying this is creating revenue headwinds. We estimate 100 million accounts are being shared, and we are working super hard on it. It doesn't sound like it does say, he is saying all the things about like, we need to balance this. We don't want to be too hard on people. We want to convince them that it's the right thing to do. So they're still being fairly gentle about that. Although you wouldn't know that by looking at Twitter. Everybody reacts as if, Netflix seized their account that day. But they are sort of, the thing they're rolling out, if you missed the story a few weeks ago, is a test where if they can detect that you're password sharing, and their test seems pretty soft. Like you have to have multiple different IP addresses multiple times with a regular pattern. This isn't like you go on vacation and you log in a couple of times. If they detect that, then they'll put up a thing that says, "Hey, would you like to pay for a sub account? You get to keep your own history and everything, but you know you're surfing free." They have not said anything about cutting you off. Now that's not to say down the road they would, but right now it's very much like, "Hey, you should do the right thing," kind of approach. So they say they're gonna expand that, and they're testing it and paying close attention to that. The other one though that really got me was they have clearly said they're not at all interested in an advertising supported stream. This seemed to shake that mentality, and they said, well, we're now looking at an ad-supported stream. And from the way they phrased it, it sounds like it would be a cheaper version, not a free with ads version, but a cheaper version, which is similar to what Hulu and Disney Plus and HBO Max do.
It feels like we just talked about this.
That would take a couple of years for them to roll out.
Oh, easily. But it felt like the last time we talked about this, they have always been, I don't know, the word isn't hardcore, but they've always been really stern on this point of, you know, we know what our numbers are. We know what to do with this data. We're not going to do an ad-supported thing, and they've shown no, indication toward that. It just seems like 200,000 lost users isn't enough to drive all this. Like I realize that's a chunk of stuff, and it's going to affect stock prices, and people's opinions are going to be all over the place. But at the end of the day, it's a tiny fraction of your 232 million subscribers.
But it's the first loss of subscribers in more than a decade.
Wow. I guess that's a big deal. I don't know.
I'm curious about this. I want to explore this with you on DTNS later today. If they hadn't terminated service in Russia, this would be a 500,000 subscriber gain. Now, materially, that's just as bad, right? They missed their number by 2 million. But psychologically, that's still a gain. And I wonder if the shareholder revolt, the shareholder upset isn't a little less if it's like, well, it's still a gain, y'all. Like we still gained everywhere. We just lost in the US, so we need to do some stuff in the US. Instead of it's a loss. It's a loss in subscribers. We have fewer subscribers than we did last quarter. That's a harder one psychologically to get past.
Yeah, I guess so. It's I don't know, really bummed me out to hear it because it's I don't know why it bummed me out. It shouldn't bum me out. It's fine. This is competition, and also if their pricing changes had an effect on this, okay, well then there's some market effects and whatever, and everyone loves to hate on whoever the leader is, so none of that was news to me. But I will say this, I'll focus it down to the subscription thing. If they do offer a ad-supported version, let's say it's $5 a month, it's on par with others. HBO does it. Everybody's got some kind of version of this.
Peacock does it. Yeah,
I feel like that is quickly becoming the standard, and they're probably being forced into this because their entire competition basically is doing this aspect, so why wouldn't they? I don't know why that's a problem for some people. Like somebody in the chat says, the sure way to get me to cancel is an ad-supported way for Netflix. I don't know why that would affect people.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would cancel your existing non-ad supported service. Unless it was too expensive, in which case then you'd cancel it anyway because it's too expensive. Like if you're not getting ads in your service just because they're putting ads in a different service seems like an odd reason for you to quit.
Yeah, that's a very weird idea.
But I think that is the miscalculation that Netflix made is public sentiment. I think they're absolutely right that the price they're charging is pretty accurately calibrated to what people want to watch. I think what they miscalculated was a few things, including public sentiment about price changes.
Yeah.
In other words, if people weren't getting each other angry on social media about it, they might not have canceled. But there's more of that getting fired up and like, yeah, I guess I am angry because look at all these other people, 2 or 3 people is all it takes for you to see to feel like there's a crowd of us, even if it's not that many. And then you get people like, you know what, that's it. I am going to cancel. And they cancel. And then maybe some reality comes in where people realize, well, you know what? I am saving money and I am having to cut back, and inflation is a worry for me. So maybe I need to cut back anyway. Plus, I can go to HBO Max. I can go to Peacock. I can go back and get Netflix when a show I want to watch is on, and then binge it and cancel. Which makes me wonder if Netflix might change that way of doing things and dole things out slowly rather than putting everything out at once. But they have miscalculated, which is unusual. Netflix has got a very long track record of being able to accurately understand what their consumer base is doing.
Yeah, I think you've said it all. I basically, this comes down to not reading the room in a weird way, and the room being, a combination of things. Social media is one of them, but people are right now, like, this is just really bad timing, because people right now are really upset about a lot of things that deal with inflation, especially when, you hear about another company who had 39% profit increase that are now raising their prices, or whatever, like some restaurant. This just feels like one more thing. It's like, great, they're raising their prices while everything else is going up. I'll tell you what, I don't need The Witcher season 2 as bad as you think I do, Netflix. Like, that attitude starts to sneak in, and I kind of don't blame people for being a little irritated. I get it. Plus, the other offerings right now, solid as hell across the board. And nobody's been raising prices on me in a significant way. So I'm still getting, pretty cheap access to a lot of stuff I like. As far as I'm concerned, I spend way more time on HBO Max than I do on Netflix these days. And I think they have to reckon with that. It used to be that they were just king of the hill and that's how it was, but I don't know anymore. Like, Brian, where do you spend most of your streaming?
I also think they're a canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
There was another story that we talked with Nate Langston with on DTNS yesterday. I also was on Charlotte Henry's podcast talking about it, that streaming subscriber overall went down in the UK. So it wasn't just Netflix. In fact, Netflix was one of the ones that went down the least, according to this estimate, that people in the UK were just cutting streaming out in general because of price. So I don't know that Netflix is actually unique. I think you're going to see bad streaming numbers across the board. Maybe not all decreases, especially for some of the ones that are younger, and so they're able to have more momentum in signing people up. But you may see a bigger dip or slower growth from these other streamers, because I don't think this is Netflix specific. In fact, I see everybody, as we always do, right? We're always willing to jump in and go, yeah, I canceled because X. I'm curious if people in your chat room who didn't cancel Netflix would speak up and say, well, I didn't cancel Netflix and here's why. To me, that's more instructive. I can guess why people who canceled, but why did you stay? I think that's really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, so Brian, of all the streaming things that you use the most, what do you think it is? Is it mostly HBO these days?
I think it's HBO Max is what I'm using most these days. Surprisingly, Hulu is like rising more than it used to, and not just for like, oh, we missed that show last week, let's watch it now, but just their originals, their movies, Hulu seems to be, I think it's HBO, Hulu in our house is probably the two most, and then that's followed by.
Well, Tom, asking now they're delivering. The chat room is piping up here about this as Brian's talking. They're all saying they're too lazy. Too lazy to
well, there's one person who admitted, like, I just haven't got around to it. Yeah. But most of them are like, well, I haven't found a compelling reason to cancel. There's still some shows I watch. And the thing is, you're not going to hear that on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok. No one's going to make an angry TikTok video about how they have decided to stay with Netflix because they don't find a reason not to.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I was curious about that, if whether there would be more people who are like, oh, I've been meaning to, I just haven't, or if it's like, it still works for me. You know,
that's fine.
I mean, I've got too many people using my passwords to cancel any of them.
You can't leave them all.
I don't want to leave
like
them all
100
hanging.
million people just for you.
Yeah. I'll admit, I have two kids that are using my things remotely from me, and they're looking at this $5 thing going, well, I guess the honeymoon's over, Dad. We're going to have to get our own. I'm like, well, you let me know how that goes. But until Netflix says anything, I guess I'm just going to let it be and not worry about it. Well, all right, Tom, this is, as always, riveting stuff, and there'll be more of it today on the Daily Tech News Show. I'll be there. It's Wednesday, and love being on Wednesdays. Is there anything else that either you're doing or talking about that you want fine people to know about?
Well, as I mentioned, I was on Charlotte Henry's podcast talking about all this streaming stuff. It was before the Netflix news came out, but you should go and get her podcast, which I am racing to get the right URL for. Yeah, you should definitely check out what's going on over at the what is it? Oh, The Edition.
Oh, there you go.
theedition.substack.com. She's got a Substack going on where she delivers her podcasts and newsletters and all kinds of good stuff. And in the latest podcast, we talk about the UK streaming numbers if you want to find out more about that. And of course, you can keep up with everything I do at freetomnewsletter.com.
That's right. We're going to get you free one of these days. Go check it out, everybody.
Just need more subscribers, and then I'll be free.
Hey, Tom, quit raising prices on your free newsletter. It's killing us.
I get Tom Merritt Plus. I pay extra for that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wanted to note, too, that I will not be on the show next Wednesday.
Oh, you know what?
Okay.
That's
Darn
perfect timing, it turns out, because neither will we.
So.
You'll be on a show. You just don't know it.
I have a trip that I have to take to meet some friends in Las Vegas.
Well, I'm excited to see. Let me put it this way: I'm also seeing a friend on Wednesday next week, and I'm very excited to see him as well. So we have shared excitement. Tom Merritt, everybody. Ace Detect on Twitter. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
He'll only say reasonable things on Twitter. Okay.
That's right.
So there's that. Yeah, he will be there Wednesday. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah. Very briefly, sadly won't be live at the live TMS at the Artifice Bar, but there'll be other ways that you'll get to enjoy him there at that show.
Yeah, Tom's is a quick in and out, as we like to say with Tom. Very quick in and out, like eating around a blue ball. All right, moving on. We're going to do Reccamentals. It's that time. I'm a little burpy here for some reason. Let me get...
All right, Grandpa or Mima, whatever. Governor Mima.
Governor Mima. All right, I got to add Randy back to the core group here. Here we go. Okay. We're going to do Reccamentals. It's going to be fun. I can't freaking wait. Here we go. It's time for Reccamentals, where we recommend stuff from streaming services that the three of us have seen, and maybe we think you might like them too. Welcome Randy back to the show. Hi, Randy.
Oh, good morning stream. I am doing great. Thanks for asking. Did anybody grow up in a state where your governor was called Governor Goodhair?
No. No.
Oh, that was really common in Texas.
Goodhair.
The whole idea was that the only reason that this tall man was elected governor is because he has good hair.
Oh,
like that's all he is. He's just a good piece of hair walking in.
Oh, you know what? I just did a search, and this is all over the place, but I'd never heard of this. This is wow. Okay, Governor Goodhair goes to Washington. Progressive.org. There's a whole thing here where you can learn all about all the governors who had good hair. Mine's named Governor Cox, and he has no hair. He's Governor no hair. Yeah, bald as you could be.
His actual last name is Cox?
Oh, yeah, last name's Cox. Spencer Cox. And you know what? Spencer Cox, pretty good guy. He's like, it's hard to explain, but he does not, he'll probably only last a term because of this. But he's a Republican governor, but he's not step line with like the current some GOP things. Like everybody feels like they got to be in line with whatever the GOP is these days. And he kind of kicks against that. Does a lot of cool charity stuff.
Gotcha.
Vetoed a bill that was basically a anti-trans bill in the end, and he vetoed it. And he's a good guy. And there were a bunch of other people around him going, "You can't veto that. A penis is a penis," or whatever their problems are. And he was like, "Nope, I'm Cox. I got this. I'm a hairless Cox."
Awesome.
Anyway.
One thing I wanted to mention, I think it's very interesting that you guys were talking about streaming services and didn't go hard in favor of Disney. Disney, like, if you are a Star Wars and Marvel fan and you for some reason went on sabbatical 2 years ago and you just came back, oh my God, Disney Plus streaming. Like Star Wars and Marvel content that has been distributed by them in the last 2 years,
created and added from other locations.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, like they've been busy.
Like seriously, it's like 500 hours. Yeah. Seriously, I think that's a conservative estimate. It's 500 hours.
Kind of annoyed with myself though, because we only really use Disney Plus around here because I'm just behind on so many shows on there. Loki is one of them. That end up using it when Van's over to watch, some Disney movie. Like,
sure,
if anything, I feel like I have done them wrong by not using them more, but I just haven't.
And another thing is they have all of their recent stuff, like all of their recent Disney programming, and that's just amazing. You know what I mean? Like, there's as people age, they tend to fall away from like watching the latest Pixar film as it comes out, right?
Yeah.
But you got Disney Plus. It's very easy to watch that stuff.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched Turning Red either. I need to, but that's
Same.
it's all this stuff like Encanto and Luca and Onward and all these great things that.
I haven't seen a new Pixar movie since the cool one in the van. The
Onward.
I haven't seen Soul. I haven't seen.
Oh wow!
Any of those?
Encanto is great.
Yeah, I should watch all of this.
I thought you were going to watch Turning Red with your daughters.
I was. We just haven't yet. Carter and I have not seen it yet, and I don't know why. I don't know why. We were like last Sunday. We're watching it tonight, right? Yep. And then the day
Your problem is you wait for your kids. Don't. Once you do that once or twice, once you watch something that they were anticipating watching with you, do that once or twice. They will never let it happen again. They'll be like, "Hey, Dad, I'm making time tonight. Tonight's going to be the night we watch Turning Red. I'll be there. No other plans. No cancellation. No nothing."
It's a rare thing you were describing.
What's also interesting is how we're talking about certain things repeatedly over and over. Like on the Netflix topic, I feel like we talked about Midnight Mass way more than we needed to for way longer than we needed to, right? Like that was clearly a big hit. And like right now, I feel like people have been talking about Severance. Like we're into like our 8th week of people talking about Severance, and it's like, oh wow, yeah, good job, Apple Plus. You really nailed it with that thing. So like I feel like that's really where streaming services will just have a sudden resurgence. Like they'll just one show will hit Netflix, and we'll all be happy with Netflix for a long time.
Yeah. It'll whatever. It ebbs and flows. I think all the other services probably love that they're getting heat right now because they're just like, yeah, come over here. We got stuff. Check it out. Hey, we're HBO. We got a lot of nudity. Probably more than Netflix does. So come on over. All right. Let's get to Reccamentals. This is our recommendations for the week. We're going to start with Brian, who's got a couple of these lined up. What do you got here? What do you want to do?
Yeah. As usual, I've got 2, and I've got the first one is a movie. And boy, watching it, the acting seems a lot better than when you listen to it, which is an interesting, way to determine that. However, this is still a fun. Actually, it's still an interesting watch. Maybe not fun, but a compelling watch.
All right, here we go.
Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Miss Fritzl.
I have good news. As of today, you have completed level 15. And now you will all be moving up to level 16. Level 16 will be your final year at Vestalis. You will soon be meeting your new families. So remember your lessons, embrace the feminine virtues that we have taught you, and eyes down!
Jeez.
Now, I will give you your new hall assignments, beginning with Rose Hall. Zakadzi. The following girls will now move up to Rose Hall. Rita, Ava, Vivian.
I have no idea what this is.
I know. So this was something that Tristan recommended to me and Tina, and we said, all right, yeah, we'll check it out. This is she said the name a couple times in there. It's called Level 16. This is on Netflix, and it is a dystopian future, kind of probably along the line somewhere. If you drew a line from Handmaid's Tale to an episode of Black Mirror, this you'd pass right through Level 16 town. Basically, is what it is. It is. It probably could it's an hour and. Like a little over an hour and a half. It probably could have been shrunk down to a 1-hour Black Mirror episode, but it's about a school, a group of girls who are in a school that feels also like a prison. It's almost like an orphanage where they're being trained on how to become perfect young women for families that are going to adopt them. And it's creepy. It is very gray. And of course, there's a twist. There's a lot of The Island comparisons, like in Wikipedia, it talks about how there's a big comparison to the movie The Island with Ewan McGregor and
All right.
Scarlett Johansson. No director or stars of note. You're going into something that also the platform, also kind of a interesting comparison, right? I haven't seen the platform yet, but when this movie ends, the first thing it recommended to me was, hey, you like this? You should watch The Platform.
I want to know the writer director is Danishka Esterhazy, and she is up and coming. She's actually quite older than you would usually think of for up and coming, but she came out of Manitoba, and it was been a long road for her to start like getting premiere work as a writer director. But like, if you look at her list, she's making TV series and made for streaming services movies, and I think you're going to see her move into some more like premiere films soon.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
that's cool.
Cool. Yeah, because the Banana Splits movie is one of her credits, and I can't imagine that this is compares at all to the Banana Splits movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's like I said, it's compelling, and there's a nice payoff. A little bit of stuff is predictable. But it's like Hunger Games kind of predictability, where it's like, oh, I kind of know who's going to do well and who's going to do poorly, and this sort of thing. But it's got an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, 61% audience score. It's one of those bigger gaps, but it's interesting.
And it's like I've not looked at it. I mean, it's been advertised to me on Netflix over and over and over. And the only impression I got was that it was an all-woman cast, an all-female cast.
Pretty much, yeah. This would not work well for your Friday night at Ibbott's or Saturday night at Ibbott's house joke on Film Sack.
But that's something that we don't see very often. And I think a lot of times audience scores like they just like are people who looked at it for 5 minutes and were like, I don't see enough dudes shooting guns,
Right. Yeah, there's certainly well, I won't say. There might be a little bit of that. Who knows?
A little gunplay, you say?
Maybe a little gunplay, maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Level 16.
Level 16, Netflix. Get it now.
Yep. Get it before you cancel your account.
Yeah, get it
before
quick.
Netflix takes away your parents' streaming password.
There you go. All right. Your next one here. What do you got here?
Second one is a mini-series.
All right, here we go.
If you think that people want a patch to diagnose them and then put medicine directly into their skin, then you've never met a sick person before. People go to school for a very long time to understand how to diagnose patients. You can't get a diagnosis from a patch because human beings aren't machines.
But doctors make mistakes. And this would be based on data?
Well, data isn't everything. People your age need to remember that machines make mistakes too, especially when humans are operating them. So
yeah, but
it's fine. It's nothing personal. You had an idea. It's not going to work, so you keep learning, keep trying.
Ooh, I hate her.
Okay, Amanda Seyfried, you've got to go lower and talk with more of the. You have to. Come on.
Hang on, there's more. Hang on.
There's more.
Do not.
Let the payoff.
There is no try.
What?
That's Yoda from Star Wars.
Oh.
I hate the other woman.
That is Laurie Metcalf, yeah, and that is.
I actually love her, I should say, but I hate that character. Gosh, dang it.
The character is like, oh, okay, well, that was really nice. Now move along, bye bye, kind of thing. Yeah, and that is Amanda Seyfried. I saw. It's not Seyfried or Seyfried as I've been pronouncing it my whole life, or her whole life probably, but it's but it's like Seyfried or something like that. Anyway, she is portraying Elizabeth Holmes, and this is the movie or the series The Dropout, all about the Theranos scandal, the biotech company that made a whole bunch of promises and did not fulfill them. For this, like, you remember me playing the Julia Garner weird German accent that she had to talk in for the entire miniseries.
Oh yeah,
you get a similar kind of thing with Elizabeth Holmes, who apparently talked like this. Like, we had to go and watch a lot of Elizabeth Holmes interviews, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, Amanda really kind of nailed that.
I don't think she nailed it at all. Like I feel.
Oh really? You think she had to go lower? You mentioned that you think.
Yeah, the problem is that there's so much Elizabeth Holmes out there. Like you can hear the actual Elizabeth Holmes.
Right.
She did all the media she could possibly do for a decade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like if you're going to impersonate her, I don't even think you should try to impersonate her. I think they should make a Elizabeth Holmes soundboard and then use that and have Amanda Seyfried on the screen, but you're actually hearing Elizabeth Holmes' actual voice. Because you know what I'm saying? Like it is the whole, it's the reason we're so interested in this, by the way. I think that's wild. It is absolutely crazy that everyone is really, really caught up on this one white collar criminal because of her stupid fake voice. Without it, there's no way we care.
Hey, Randy. This is my recommendation. Okay?
I know.
Just kidding.
That was awesome.
But on that note, you're not wrong. And as we were watching it, we would have said, if Mira Sorvino back in the day would have been perfect casting for this, because she's got that much lower register. She's even got the look like Elizabeth Holmes. Amanda Seyfried has a much more like Anne Hathaway, big features kind of look, whereas Elizabeth Holmes is a little bit more plain but dolled up with makeup kind of look. So anyway,
I guess I've never heard Amanda Seyfried's. Or, you know what? I have a video. Let's see how you actually say it. I'm gonna play this real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Here we go. This will be fun. I don't know why there's music. It's really dumb. Okay, skipping ahead.
There's a Jimmy Kimmel interview. If you find or Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, is that? Does she say it herself?
He says it. He says, "Oh, welcome to the show." And it's like the first second of it. If you find
okay. This one I found is terrible. Let me see if this is. Oh, here we go.
Fred.
Is it Cyfred?
It's Cyfred. Yeah, that's it.
I don't like how that guy did that at all.
No.
I really don't. Duh. F that guy. That sucked. YouTube, do better. All right. Let's get to my.
Well, hold on.
Yeah,
a couple more things about this.
Yeah.
Huge cast of characters. You get Michael Ironside, almost an unrecognizable Michael Ironside, as one of her backers. You get William Macy as kind of not a competitor, but a patent troll, a family friend patent troll. Marilyn Raskub, who we haven't seen in forever. Bill Irwin. And then her partner in crime is Naveen Andrews, that a lot of people will remember as Saeed from Lost.
Oh, I like him. He's cool.
Yeah. Michaela Watkins, Ann Archer, Kurtwood Smith.
Kurtwood Smith, are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I love him. He's that 70s show and then the RoboCop. He's great. Love that guy.
He's in this too quite a bit. And anyway, so there you go. It is The Dropout, and it is currently streaming, or will probably forever be streaming on Hulu.
I didn't expect to be so excited about Kurtwood Smith. But
Randy, you still there? You all right?
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
there.
Okay.
I just,
You got quiet. I was like, oh, he's typing up a nasty email to me, isn't he? Randy?
No, not at all.
Yeah, he's good.
I feel like the Theranos story got so overexposed. It was like the Fire Island thing a couple of years ago, right? Like,
oh yeah,
just like
all of a sudden.
I didn't watch this. I didn't even consider watching it until you started talking about it just now. Like,
I'm glad. So you had that perspective. This was, for me, I knew a little bit about Theranos. I know that they conned a bunch of people out of their money, and I knew Elizabeth Holmes was behind that. But boy, I learned, I knew 5% of the story going in to watch The Dropout, and it was amazing.
I probably knew 2%. If there's a percentage I knew, it was 2%. It was her face, and it was the case existed, and that I've never even heard her talk. I don't know anything else about the deal. So
cool. Yeah, then you'd probably really get a kick of this. Leninade asked, I wonder which medical Hulu show is better, this or Dopesick? We saw both of them. I really, really liked Dopesick. I thought that was brilliant. And Michael Keaton was incredible in that. So I'd put that one above this one, but only barely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's high praise.
And just a note, it's been over 3 years since The Inventor came out, the documentary about Elizabeth Holmes. And
oh, really?
I didn't know that existed either.
That's the ABC documentary that this is based on, right?
Oh,
it was an HBO documentary, The Inventor.
Oh, that's different. Okay, there was an ABC News documentary about Theranos as well that
Well, clearly I've been in the dark
is-
on this Theranos business. I didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you'll be fascinated by this. This is like how to con an industry out of a lot of money 101.
Okay.
Well, and you know, I hate to like jump on a recommendation, but I'll bet you that Nicole recommended The Inventor 3 years ago.
She probably did.
It's an Alex Gibney documentary. It's
love Gibney documentaries. His stuff's awesome.
It's real good. It's like this is the person who made Going Clear and The Smartest Guys in the Room and so on.
Yeah.
And
he's great.
It's just it does not paint Elizabeth Holmes in a good light at all. It is.
I imagine not.
I
imagine it does not.
Kate McKinnon was originally cast to play Elizabeth Holmes. That would have been some good. I think some better casting, sadly. But
interesting. Yeah, he's Alex Gibney. The first thing I ever saw was that Enron one, the one you said, Smartest Guys in the Room. That's an amazing documentary. But if you really want to see something interesting from that dude, watch. Hold on, where is it? Oh, I forgot the name of it. Anyway, he's amazing. That guy's great.
Yeah.
All his documentaries are insane and good.
A couple that come to mind for me are his Rolling Stone documentary. It's called Stories from the Edge. That's really good.
That's pretty cool.
Really, really good.
Nice.
And his Steve Jobs documentary is pretty good.
The Man in the Machine one? Is that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, also very good.
Did he also do King of Kong? That's what Codes from Home is saying.
Oh, it really? That's a Gibney deal? I had no idea.
I don't know.
No wonder that's such a good documentary. Alex Gibney's a hell of a documentarian. He's really, really good. Oh, Taxi to the Dark Side's the one I'm thinking of. That's a really good movie.
Nope, that's Seth Gordon was King of Kong.
Yeah. If you see Taxi to the Dark Side, we're talking like interrogation stuff in Afghanistan that you just have never heard before. It's just, oof, man. It's really good. Anyway, here's mine. I'm going to play a clip. This is a documentary, funny enough. And it's on HBO Max, and I adored it. And I finished it last night, and I loved it. Here it is.
It was always a big deal that my mom was 43 when she had me. People would say, oh, she's much older, and there are lots of risks involved.
Tony and I are 20 years apart. I was a junior in college when my mom told me she was pregnant.
I was a senior in high school. All of Tony's siblings, including me, were older.
I'm 12 and a half years older than Tony, so when he was young especially, our relationship was almost as much paternal as fraternal.
Okay. I did it. It was a very vague scene, so it doesn't give too much away here. But this is the Tony Hawk Until the Wheels Fall Off documentary that is on HBO Max right now. It's a single film, about 2 hours long, and it's freaking great. It is not... I thought it was just going to be, how these are. You take any sports star, really, and you make a documentary about them, and they're usually just this shining... put them on a pedestal, talk about all their great stuff they did. And there's some of that, of course, because we're talking about Tony Hawk and some of these other amazing skaters from that era. But it's a much more personal story, and a much more personal story about what drives people at the top of their game. He's fascinating, Tony Hawk is. But even more fascinating are some of the people around him, some of the other skaters that he worked around and with. For example, let's see, what's his name? I mentioned him this morning on Twitter, so now I forgot. Oh, Rodney Mullen in particular, someone known for incredible street skating, and he was a contemporary of Tony Hawk's back in the day, who, by the way, is 53 now, but you'd never know it. Tony Hawk's still doing 720s and just, he skates 4 or 5 times a week, and he's still just an insane freak.
And I've known you for a long time, Scott, and I've gotten the impression that you really like it when a documentary is about a person who is overall a good guy and is plain spoken.
Yeah, I do like that, especially somebody who's found some measure of success, because I think it's fascinating to see what success does to people, for good or for ill. And this is a story about an imperfect guy who is a nice guy kind of at his core. He has always been a nice dude, but he had a real rough period. And it was all, he said it himself in the documentary. He goes, fame is the worst drug, he said. It's the worst drug that anyone could ever take. And I hate it. And I don't recommend fame for anyone. And it goes pretty deep. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but it's fantastic. I mean, there are moments that are like legit moving, and most of it has to do with him trying to nail the 900, which he was the first one to do in the history of skateboarding, and he did it live in front of a crowd after about 30 tries in front of them. He's got way more bone breaks and concussions than you can count. Every skater that's still alive today has horrible whiplash because their sport of choice, their lifestyle means constant whiplash. Every time you fall, you give yourself some form of whiplash, and it adds up. So they're just a mess, by the time they're in their 40s and 50s. But they're so dedicated to it. And I'm telling you, Rodney Mullen could read me a book every night and I would sleep to it. There's something about that dude. He is like a Zen god. Amazing. Anyway, highly recommend it. There is in particular a story about Tony Hawk and a guy who was his rival since they were 10. And real hatred mostly between the other guy and Tony not so much toward him. And how that relationship finds resolution. It's one of the most touching things I've ever freaking heard. I imagine you're like me, and that there's going to be a documentary someday about Shaun White, and you're going to love it. Probably, yeah. It seems like it probably will happen. And then this was just a really good look. How his career went. I mean, he was dead broke in the early 90s because skateboarding has a cyclical kind of very popular drop. Right. Happens all the time. And I don't even know what loop we're in right now, but for a while there, he was like working in some crappy place. His wife was trying to make ends meet by being a nail stylist. There was nothing going on after all these wins. And then it took off again. And then he got that video game deal, and he had no idea that game deal was going to end up being what it was. It made him a multi-millionaire. Before that, he was just sort of a millionaire. And you can sell me on this by telling me that this documentary has anything from the Jackass guys. Anything. Give me anything. Not a thing. Not one moment of jackassery. I was surprised by that. And even the video game reference was very small, and only just to reference that this was a time in his life where things were just going nonstop. Money, money, money. Too much fame, too much whatever. Like that era is described in a much more broad sense. So even the video game thing's not even focused on. So it does stay very true to like the man, the people around him. Their stories are just as interesting to me. Like some of these other skaters, I was just I was blown away by this stuff. I freaking love how, Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O and Bam Margera and Chris Pontius and Jason Acuna and Ryan Dunn all came together, and Tony Hawk was like in the mix. He wasn't one of those 6 people, right? No. But he was like on the out. They all knew him, and they were all constantly trying to get him into their stuff. He ended up in Jackass episodes, and he was in all the movies. Like he's in the he makes an appearance in the latest movie. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, basically he's connective tissue to all of those things. But what this story really focuses on is, I think really it's a study in what puts somebody like him where he is versus anyone else who just likes skating or who thinks they're good or even has the raw talent, but what's the one ingredient that takes them further? And they're not willing to just say, well, he had the guts to keep going. It's not simple. In fact, they have a hard time expressing it, and they have a whole sequence where especially Rodney Mullen tries to express it and says, my biggest frustration in life is that I can't properly express this to people who don't understand. It's like really interesting. Anyway, I loved it. I hope this thing wins awards. It's so good. And y'all should watch it. It's called Tony Hawk Until the Wheels Fall Off. Yes. Is there another like sports or reality documentary that you would compare it to that did win awards? The Michael Jordan Bulls one. What was that called? Yeah. Okay. That was a series, but I can't remember the name of it. The Big Night or Big Show? No, whatever it is. Is it anything like Free Solo? Is that a good comparison? No. Well, I don't know. I don't remember that one. All right. It's one where there's 2 kinds of sports documentaries. Ones that treat them like gods, and ones that just treat them like people who are incredibly talented, and then look at all the aspects of what that is. This is the latter, and I appreciate those. There's a reality to it. There's Tony Hawk's not perfect, and not by any stretch. He may not be the greatest skater ever, just like Jordan. I don't know. This is controversial to say. No, Jordan, I agree with you. I agree with Jordan. May not be the greatest player of all time. The Last Dance. That's it. He may not be the greatest player of all time, but it kind of doesn't matter. It's more than just the skating. It's more than just the basketball for Jordan. There's something more to these guys, and so they explore that. It's fascinating, and I couldn't recommend it more. Absolutely loved it. One of my favorites I've seen this year. So again, HBO Max. It's a HBO Max original. Tony Hawk, Until the Wheels Fall Off is the subtitle, and I can't see how you'd be disappointed. It's really, really, even if you don't like skating and stuff. You know, like if you're not skateboard culture, whatever, man. I don't think that matters. That's not the point.
Yeah, that'll be a good bellwether for that because I know of skateboarding.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I know of Tony Hawk, but this would be a good test for me.
Well, and you also know it's good because HBO pushed it real hard the instant they released it. Like it was on your HBO For You page, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
Like from the get go, and it stayed there. They really want you to watch it, Brian Ibbett. So I think
deserves to be. What's also cool is the director is a childhood association of his that was there kind of the whole time when they were making old VHS videos, and then making the zines and the e-zines, and just every kind of step of the way. He had this filmmaker friend that was always filming stuff, and it's this guy who did the directing. When I first heard that, I thought, well, that's going to be biased and weird, and not, It's not at all. It's just really on the nose and honest and heartfelt and great. It's just fan-freaking-tastic. Parent issues, those are always fun. All that stuff. So check it out. Available now. All right, Randy, I'm going to play your clip. Anything to set up here? Hello, Randy? Does Randy exist? Did he leave? Did Ryan freeze? Brian freeze? Did everyone freeze? Did I lose everybody? Are we frozen? Are we frozen? Oh, boy. Hold on. What's going on? Play, seriously. It's pretty funny how that did. All right, so here we go. I'll start it back in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so this is also a documentary, and it's got a lot of music. This is a highly scored documentary, so I just kind of grabbed a random spot. I went to a random episode of this and grabbed a random clip where there was some talking. So just like making sure everybody's going to recognize what this is. This is really good.
Here we go.
As dusk falls over the park, we are reminded of our place in the universe. By carefully managing light pollution, the celestial views above the reserves have remained some of the darkest on Earth. On a clear night, you can see the planets of the solar system, the stars of the Milky Way, and the distant glow of our closest neighboring galaxies. Even with the naked eye. And under the cover of darkness, one nocturnal forest resident is helping his home to regenerate.
It sounds like some sort of presidential nature documentary.
It is, and I actually should have picked the next minute, because he was just about to introduce you to a creature that you've never heard of and never seen. And the reason you've never heard of it and never seen it is because they had to invent new camera tech to capture this nocturnal creature, and they did, and it's in here. And it's just fantastic. This is Our Great National Parks by Higher Ground. As you know, Higher Ground is, a very new production company. They are, this is probably, I feel like this is their first big hit, like their first big premiere
thing.
They
do every park, or is it just like do they do the big hits? Like, what's the deal there?
So it's actually, no, yes and no. Like, yes, they do mention and look at every like truly big national park in the world. Like, they jump around from country to country. But this is this is a lot more for me about kind of taking over for Attenborough, for David Attenborough. Like David Attenborough is now 95 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think we're going to be getting any.
I love him with the "Here we see the female doing the thing."
Yeah,
I love that.
And we'll always have that stuff, right? And like going back, like there have been a lot of times where we're seeing remasters of like the Mutual of Omaha stuff or whatever.
Right.
But it's, like time moves on. Planet Earth is not as groundbreaking as it was 15 years ago, right? And there's more ground to break, and these guys are doing it. This is, a nature documentary is really about a massive team of people going all over the world for years getting awesome footage, right? And that's what undergirds our great national parks, and highly recommend it.
Oh, interesting. So they've got like stuff in Indonesia and in Africa and in, let's see, other places. So it's not just U.S. national parks.
National parks, yeah.
It sounds like it's like all over the place. That's
right.
cool.
So the message of this show is we need every country in the world to set aside as much as they can and call it a national park and protect it. That's the message of the show. And that's, again, something Attenborough's been saying for decades, right?
Oh, yeah. Attenborough's, that's his whole thing.
Like, this is not a new message, but in order to deliver the message, you got to show me a lot of stuff that I find really beautiful, and they deliver.
Yeah. I would say a good companion piece to this might be that Bill, or I can't think of his name all of a sudden. Dear
Clinton?
Martha. Why can't I think of the guy's name?
Oh.
Director. Make some documentary films.
Oh, Ken Burns.
Ken
the
Burns.
Benjamin Franklin thing, right?
Yeah, no, it's not Franklin. It's I think it's just called National Parks or something. Anyway.
Oh, it was a national park one. I didn't realize that he'd done one as well.
It's focused almost entirely on national parks, but also like Teddy Roosevelt's role in getting that kicked off, and how it all, which ones were named after whatever they were named after, and like the trouble getting the things built or done or protected or whatever. That's a really good companion piece to this, probably, I would imagine.
Possibly. I feel like that is really about history, and Burns is a historian. Like his whole deal is coming up with a new way to teach you something about what happened 50 years ago or 100 years ago.
Right.
This is about the here and now. It's about using the best, latest technology to go into Patagonia, which is what you just heard, or go into Namibia or Japan, and and show you like this is what a national park is right now, and it's great. It's important, right?
Yeah.
And like he starts off the whole thing in Hanauma Bay on Oahu, and it's just so beautiful. It's freaking beautiful. And I know documentaries like this are beautiful, but you should watch it.
Yeah, well, I'm in. It seems like good stuff. I like nature documentaries. It's almost, I don't have ASMR stuff where something will make my head tingle or whatever, but I think these come close, right? Just sitting, chilling, seeing these beautiful 4K vistas and animals I've never heard of and places I haven't paid attention to. It's something about that. Gets me going.
I think I have the opposite. I get repulsed when I'm scrolling through TikTok and I come across an ASMR woman and she's like clicking
oh no the same
sounds.
Same. I hate it.
I actually like I will hold down on that video and select I'm not interested in this content.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't understand it. I understand that, different things work for different people, but these people that are smacking their lips in a microphone or eating or whatever, what the hell, man?
I can't do it.
The very first time I came across one and they were doing this thing with their fingers right on the mic, I was just like, are you okay?
How's that make you feel?
Are you having a stroke?
Brian, does this help you feel better? How you feeling over there?
No, stop it. Like nails on chalkboard.
I don't like any of it. All right. Well, ASMR for one is someone else's nightmare.
Your ASMR is my misophonia.
There you go. So where's this streaming? I forgot where you said.
This is streaming on Netflix, baby.
Look at all these Netflix things today. We got lots of Netflix despite all these stories. Yeah.
I think Higher Ground has a Netflix deal. I 100% on that, but I think that's where all of the higher ground work is going, or has been for the last 3 years, and is probably going for a long time.
Makes
so
sense. Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, they struck a deal, and they'll keep bringing content. That'll be cool.
And I just wish they were able to pump out more faster. Like I don't want to. I'm excited about higher ground. Like I'm gonna admit, that's I know there's a lot of Americans, especially, who are like, boo. No, you shouldn't make a media company and promote your opinions. Boo.
I guarantee this triggers somebody, but whatever. This team sports stuff can all take a big shit for all I care. I don't care. Right. Like there's plenty of opportunities for whoever you perceive as your voice to make their own media companies and do their own thing. So, but whatever. Who cares? Open market. Everybody make all their shit. Who cares? Whatever. F off.
Right. Yeah. And you don't have to watch it when it's about, like, the first documentary they put out, I think, was Becoming, which is the Michelle Obama story, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think you don't have to watch that. Like, it was perfectly good, but like no one's making it. I'm saying this natural world, it's actually, I'm saying it's important. Our great national parks is important.
Yeah, I'd like to visit them and not have them be garbage. And then while I'm there, take nice care of. Sure. I don't want to throw dirt. I don't want to throw trash on the ground. I don't want to pee in the place I'm not supposed to. Those sorts of things. Keep it in mind, everybody. All right, there you have it. Brandy will tweet these things later. Randy Deluxe is where you'll look for that. You also see it in our Discord and everywhere else, Facebook, all that business. Randy, thanks, man. I know you're busy because you had a crazy couple days here with all the stuff going on at work, but we're glad that you could hang out with us today so much.
I am too, and I will see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll see you. Well, I'll see you next.
Actually, I'll see you in 3 days.
See you in 3 days.
See us in 3 days. Exactly.
See you in 3 days, and then for a couple of weeks. No, for a week.
What are we doing this week?
We're gonna watch a movie that no one has ever seen called Willy's Wonderland.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. Yes, that's right.
We're gonna get our Nick Cage on, man. I'm excited. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to it, and I don't know why, because I don't think it's gonna be good.
No.
But I am looking forward to this one for whatever reason. It's Randy Jordan, aka Randy Deluxe. Have a good day. Bye. Okay. He didn't have time. He didn't have time to do his thing.
Didn't have time to do it.
Take that, Mister. Okay. Yeah. Despite the tech issues, thank you all for your patience. People at home are like, "What tech issues?" No, trust me, we had a bit of a problem.
We hid them from you.
We sure did. All right, tomorrow, big day. We got all the usual Thursday shenanigans, as well as ANTP current season interviews. Now, if you're coming live, you'll hear those.
Yes.
If you are listening
unless
to the podcast.
Unless you don't want to be spoiled as to who's still in the competition, because this will spoil you as to who's left. So if that's something you want to avoid, they'll be at the end of the show, so you can stop listening at that point.
Yes, and we're going to do it. We're going to pause it for YouTube and also for the podcast listeners, so you guys are not under any. You're not going to get spoiled. All right, but the rest of you if you come here live and you don't care, great. If you watch the VOD on Twitch, you'll get spoiled there too. Can't pause that. But but one way or the other.
The question is, do we still have Wendy tomorrow? Do we have Wendy tomorrow?
I think we have Wendy tomorrow. I'll have to find out if we're doing 2 or 3 tomorrow.
2 tomorrow, 3 Friday.
3 Friday. We might still be
But we could probably swap it. If there's no Wendy, then we could swap it.
Let's see what happens. I'll talk to Wendy. I don't know. I'll see what she wants to do. Anyway, we'll make it work. That's tomorrow. Check it out. frogpants.com/TMS for all your links and details, including our Patreon at patreon.com/TMS. We need your support. Please keep throwing it our way. We need it. That's patreon.com/TMS. Let's get out of here. Brian, let's play a song to do so.
Okay, how about this one? Speaking of ANTP, one of our contestants, Sean Allred, wrote in and said, "Hello, Scott and Brian. This is Sean Allred, one of the 3 Seans, Seancaster on Discord. On April 16th, I'll be turning 40. I know that was a few days ago. Just getting to this one. Brian, you've been so great in the past, finding fun covers for me. I trust you, as always, with this daunting task. Love the show, though, Sean A."
Call now. Whoops, I'm sorry. I meant to play this.
Call now, Sean.
Thursday. Happy Durst Day.
Happy Durst Day. This is, you want some ska? I got some ska for you. This is a recent discovery of mine thanks to my friend Scott Geringer. A band called the Melbourne Ska Orchestra. These guys are amazing, and I devoured all of their content and picked through and found covers, but I got everything because it's just so good. Their biggest hit happens to be this one right here. They put it on their self-titled debut from 2013. Speaking of TV theme songs, it's a great one. Here's their cover of Get Smart.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
It looks just like your father.
Your father. I think, is that Jack Nicholson? Who was that? Hold on.
It looks just like your father.
It's a Film Sack reference, but I have no idea what that was.
We haven't seen too much Nicholson on Film Sack, have we?
No, not really. I'm sure we've seen him once or something.
A couple times, but I don't recognize that as being. But that is a film. That is a Film Sack thing, huh?
Old Film Sack file.
Huh.
No idea.
Oh,
Someone at home, you want to guess? You let us